Hello, welcome to this first video about table. Today we learn how to import and edit tables as well as to perform filters on the table. So first of all, what is a table in gvSIG? There are documents in which we work with alphanumeric data. Here we have, for example, this table name, the field name that's called header. We have a column or field, a row or record, and a cell. How many types of table we have in gvSIG? We have mostly two types of tables. That's called internal tables, which are those associated with vector layers containing the information. As well, we have external tables, which can be added to a gvSIG project from an external file. We'll see them one by one. And the tables can be loaded in two ways in gvSIG, from the project manager or from the view, and we'll analyze both of them. How we can load a table from a project manager? Here we have the project manager. We click on table, then on new. This is the window we'll open. We click on file and add. Here you see we have the file that I will share with you. We can analyze from this drop-down list, which is the available file format. Basically, gvSIG accepts these three kind of files: the comma separated value, the database format, and the XLS through a dedicated plugin that I will share with you on the course website. How we can load the table from Project Manager? Let's go on. I've added one by one or all together the table I want to add. Then I can click OK, and you see this one, the tables will appear in the gvSIG view. I can as well load a table from the view. You see here that it's I load, as I've done before, the shapefile. Then once I've loaded the shapefile in the table of contents, I can right-click on the layer I want to visualize the table, and this is how I can do through the contextual menu, attribute table, as well from the menu list, its layer, show attribute table, or from dedicated icon in the toolbar. You see here what happens. This is the table of attributes of Jordan regions, for example, and here I see how many records are in the table. In this case, 12, and out of them I have selected none. How I can select records? Simple selection. I click on the record. I can multiple selection. I press Ctrl and then I click on each of the selected layer, or consecutive selection. I click the first, then Shift the last, and all of them in between will be selected. And you see, when I select some records in the table, the corresponding features will be highlighted in the view. I can check as well the properties of the table from the project manager. I click on the table, properties, and I have these properties. What I can change is if I want to visualize, make it visible or not, each field of the table, and if I want to change the header through the use of alias. Let's say if I want to change language or something, I can rename the header of each field. Then OK, and the change will be applied. As well, there are some basic tools of tables from table, and you have this. The tools will be highlighted, make active if they can be performed. And as I told you, some menus are active only when a record in the table is selected. For example, move up, it will be highlighted only if I have selected some records to move up. Some basic tool, field sorting, ascending or descending. I select the header, you see it will be changed, the color will be highlighted. Then I click on one or the other, and the record will be highlighted in ascending or descending order. There are other, let's say, tools like clear selection, inverse selection. So let's say that all the selected feature will be deleted from be unselected, or I can make selected what has been not selected, and vice versa. I can move up the record, selected record, and disable the move up tool. and I can find and select duplicates records. That's very useful if I want to identify some primary keys, and if I want to check if there's any duplicates, I can select the header, use this tool, and automatically it will be highlighted the duplicates record. Some basic statistic for the numerical value. I click the header, I click on statistics, and then I have some statistical value that I can export to be used in a report or in other file format. Filter is a very important tool because they allow me to make some selection, not graphically but according to the attributes. That you see, you have these areas, fields, the logical operator, the values, the SQL query that will be built up through this tool, and here the selection buttons. You see, where we activate a layer, the filter tool will also be activated, even if no other table will be loaded, because it will be carried out on the table of attributes of the layer. How it works, as I see before, select by attributes. Then, for example, I want to check the cities with the regions with a population higher than 1,500,000. Then what I make? Double click, more, let's put single click. Then I can type the value. I can both choose from the available list. Here are all the values that are in the table, or type by myself a desired values. Then I make new set. You see that all the region with the population higher than the thresholds I have established will be highlighted. I can use the operator AND. I mean, if I put this tool, population urban more than this and density more than this, only the regions that satisfied both conditions will be highlighted. So these two regions has more than this for urban and more than this for density. If I use the logical operator OR, means that satisfy at least one condition. So you see the result is different. It means that these regions have a population more than this, or a density more than this. So one or the other are satisfied. With AND operator, both of them must be satisfied at the same time. Concerning the selection button, I have these three possibilities: new set, add to set, or select from set. It means in this first case it deletes any previous selection that was done. Add to set adds the element selected by the query to the existing elements, like the OR operator. Or select from set makes the request from the already selected elements. It's like the AND logical operator. So now we are able to open a table and select what we want. Let's work with them. So next video will be about calculate table fields. Thanks a lot.